Hey guys, are you ready to transform your mind so you can transform your life? Coach Myrna brings you one-on-one coaching and expert guests weekly to help you to grow. Because happiness is the progressive realization of a worthy goal.
Looking for personal growth? Let's do it. You know you want to start a business. What you may not know is how to make it a reality. GoDaddy Arrow's got you. It uses AI to help you find the domain name that's right for you. Next, answer a few prompts, and with a couple of clicks, Arrow will design a professional-looking website and storefront in minutes. Arrow can even help you stay engaged with your customers. Just attach a professional email that matches your domain. With GoDaddy Arrow, you can build a business without having to know a thing about this stuff. Just visit GoDaddy.com to get started. That's GoDaddy.com. Premium features required paid subscription. See terms on site. This Christmas, fill your home with the warmth and love using Aura digital frames. Get unlimited free photos and videos. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter. Using promo code TRANSFORM at checkout. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year. So order now before it ends. That's auraframes.com, promo code TRANSFORM. So if someone was struggling right now with acne and they're feeling hopeless, what are some advice that you would give them?
I know I've been there where you feel like you've tried everything under the sun, nothing is working. You're basically going to have to do a sacrifice under the full moon or something at this point to clear up your skin because nothing is working. I've been there, and I want to validate how frustrating it is. And the thing I like to say is good news is if you had truly tried everything, your skin would be clear. We just haven't gotten after the imbalances in the body
Welcome back to the Transform Your Mind to Transform Your Life radio podcast and television show. I'm your host, Life Coach Myrna Young, and sitting in the guest chair today is Katie Stewart. Katie and I are going to be talking on the topic Radiance from Within, empowering women through self-care and skin care rituals. Welcome, Katie.
Thanks, Myrna. I'm so excited to get to chat to skincare. I know us women, we love a good skincare chat.
Yeah. That's the first thing I noticed, and when you came on, I immediately noticed your glowing skin. I said to myself,
Thank you.
yeah, she's definitely the poster child to be talking about skincare.
Well, I'm excited because it's one of my favorite things to talk about.
Yes, exactly. You even got the glow, so that's great.
Thank you.
All right, so let me give you guys a brief introduction. Katie Stewart is the world's leading acne-focused registered holistic nutritionist focused on helping her clients transform their skin health from the inside out. She's on a mission to help women worldwide clear their skin and reclaim their confidence. After battling cystic acne for years, Katie turned her frustration into fuel, diving deep into holistic nutrition and uncovering the root causes of acne. Today, she's the founder of KSW Inc., a company transforming the way women approach acne and skin health across the globe. Through her transformative program, The Clear Skin Solution, Katie uses functional testing and her 5 acne clearing pillars to tackle the root causes of breakouts. Her approach isn't about quick fixes, it's about achieving real results and lasting change. Yeah, we always think that acne is a puberty problem and it's, as soon as you turn 18, it's going to go away. But yeah, some women has had the misfortune of having acne in their adult lives. And from your bio, Katie, it seems that you were battling that something is called cystic acne. So as we start off to set the table for a conversation, can you share what exactly that is? It sounds bad.
Well, it's definitely not fun to be dealing with. And you're right, Myrna, is everybody thinks that acne is a teenage problem. And oftentimes they're told, oh, you'll just grow out of it. But the women I work with are in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s. And all of them are dealing with some form of acne. Now, a cystic acne is the ones that are they're deeper under the skin. You can't pop them inflamed. They're painful to touch, very red as well. And there's all different types of acne. So for me, I never had skin issues until I turned 20 years old. And, everyone expects the teenagers to have the pimply face, but never the adult woman. And this really happened when I decided to switch my birth control around. And I had no idea that the birth control pill was impacting my skin. So when I switched it around, my perfectly clear skin was now getting these like braille like breakouts on my forehead, my cheeks, the size of my chin. And I went back to my doctor and I said, hey, like, I think shifting birth control around has impacted my skin. And she said, Katie, there's no way that's the reason. This is just what's going to happen. And I said, no, I think I need to go back on the pill. So anyways, that ended up making things worse. And now I started getting those deep cystic painful spots on my cheek, my jawline, my chin, the backs of my shoulders, the backs of my arm. And at this time, I was working in television. I worked for Hockey Night in Canada for 14 years. That is basically our version of Sunday Night Football here in Canada. It's a national broadcast. So I was working with NHL players, alumni, celebrities, television executives. So I so badly wanted to be taken seriously in my role. And the other job I had in television was a location host. So I was interviewing people. My face was on an HD camera every single day. Then I would edit it in the edit suite for hours on end. And it was impacting my self-confidence in such a massive way. And I couldn't figure out what was going on.
Wow. Okay, so why the term cystic?
So
Why that label?
So cystic is a type of acne. There's whiteheads, which will be, the ones that you're able to pop. There's blackheads. There's closed comedones. There's just different types. And cystic acne is a specific type of pimple that's deeper under the skin.
Mm, okay. Wow. So the story was the birth control pills or not?
Well,
Like the
I ended
doctor
up
told you it was not.
Yeah, the doctor said it was not. But now knowing what I know, it definitely was a big culprit because the birth control pill can have a really big impact on your gut, on your liver, on your nutrients, and even on your hormones. So I had no idea these systems in my body were being impacted by this drug I was taking. And when I came off of it, I actually ended up going back to school to study nutrition. And I was going because I fell in love with the power of food. I was able to get rid of my chronic migraines from finding out I was celiac, so removing gluten. And when I went back to study nutrition, I read in my very first textbook the link between birth control and acne, but then even further, the link between acne and internal body systems. So this is what made me really obsess over all things internal acne clearing because the topicals and the medications weren't working.
No, the topicals never work. And one of the bad things from what I remember about the acne is that the scarring. So whatever you had, you have no scars. So
I
how
was
do people
lucky.
get rid of those? Oh,
Yes, so there's two ways. There's the when people think about acne scars, there's the marks and the actual damaged scars to the skin. So if we're dealing with the dark marks, which is post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, that's the, little dark spots that are left over after the acne goes away. Those can be cleared up with different skincare ingredients like vitamin C, niacinamide, AHAs, BHAs, any type of peels can be really great, red light, and even eating vitamin C rich foods, so those antioxidant rich foods for your skin can really help clear up those scars. The actual scars where it's the pitted, the indentations, those generally you're going to need to go see a medical esthetician or dermatologist to get microneedling done, which actually helps to put like micro little tears in the skin to stimulate collagen production. So that's how you're able to get rid of like the deep scars.
okay, but you didn't have any of those.
I was lucky. I didn't have any deep scars. I just had a lot of the pigmentation, but I was able to work through it.
Work through the right, yeah, because I see no evidence now of that. My goodness. Okay. So after you've had the acne and and in your early 20s, you started to recognize uh, my question was what make you change your perspective on skin health? Is this just the acne or other things?
Yeah, I had never, growing up, I'm a millennial, so I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s. And, nutrition wasn't really a thing back then. So I didn't know a whole lot about nutrition. And when I started getting into the nutrition space, I was noticing what a big impact the food we eat has on our health, but also our skin. So I noticed for me that by shifting around what I was eating, my lifelong migraines went away, my stomach aches went away, the gut issues I was having, and my acne was looking a lot less inflamed. So for me, it was really making that connection between the foods that I was eating and what was showing up for my health.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So, all right, let's dial it back a little bit and explain to someone, because it's always good to have a foundation.
Mhm.
What exactly happening to your skin when you break out with acne? Trace it for us, because I know you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's what I do all day, every day is talk about
Exactly
acne
right.
skin. So when we're looking at acne, so many people think it's a topical problem, that I just haven't found the right cleanser, the serum, the cream, the medication. But we have to remember that acne is an external symptom of an internal issue. And for every acne sufferer, it's going to be a little bit different. But I always bring it back to the 5 pillars, which is gut health, detoxification, hormones, nervous system, and skincare. Well, I've worked with over 3,000 women all over the world in 15 different countries, and I can say with absolute certainty there's always a combination of the 5. Client A might be a little bit more gut heavy, less hormones, and then client B might be a little more detox heavy, a little less hormones. It's very individualized to the person. So when we work with a client, we have them do functional medicine testing to figure out where those imbalances are. And then when we pull it back and we look at, well, what in the gut is causing acne? We see really 3 big issues is one, there isn't enough stomach acid. So we need stomach acid to be breaking our food down, especially proteins. So if the food sits in our gut too long, it starts to putrefy and ferment. We're going to be leading to gas, bloat, diarrhea, constipation. It's also providing a perfect little buffet for all of the bad bacteria and yeast in our gut, which is going to domino effect into inflammation and lead to acne. And then we're also seeing if we're dealing with these overgrowths, whether we have a yeast overgrowth like a candida, a bacterial overgrowth, this is also going to be causing issues in the skin. And then something called leaky gut, where your gut lining gets really irritated and the tight cell junctions in there, they start to pull apart. Basically, the bouncers at the club are parting and is allowing little things to enter where it shouldn't. And then undigested food particles, toxins, bacteria that aren't supposed to be in the blood enter into the bloodstream and then cause body-wide inflammation. And one of those symptoms can be acne. For another person, it might be joint pain, or it might be headaches, or might be rashes. But in acne sufferers' case, it ends up being as acne.
So, adult acne is different from puberty acne, because I thought that puberty acne was almost always caused by hormonal changes.
I love that question because everyone always assumes that they have hormonal acne. I always say yes, and we have to remember the health of your hormones rely on the health of your gut and your detox organs. In your gut, we have this unique little subset of microbes that helps to regulate and metabolize estrogen. So if our gut is struggling, our estrogen is going to be struggling. If we're not pooping every single day, that's how our body gets rid of the excess estrogen. So if our gut isn't working, and then if our detox organs, so our colon isn't getting rid of the stool, our liver and kidneys help to process hormones as well. So when these body systems aren't working, it's going to impact your skin and your hormones and lead to hormonal acne. So that's why I find so many women fail at balancing their hormones is they don't focus on their gut health and their detoxification. And then also remembering that it's not just our sex hormones. So it's not just estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Very much your blood sugar, so insulin levels come into play here, cortisol, your stress levels, because both of these things will be having that domino effect to leading to breakouts.
Nice. Very good. So it's great to see that, right, your skin health is connected to all these different things, because we always think it's, washing or cleansing or exfoliating. I learned skincare when I took a modeling course back when I was 18.
Oh, amazing.
And in this course, it taught me the 3 levels of skincare, cleanse, hydrate, and then feed. I mean, cleanse and moisturize, and then, feed. So I have always thought that because I have great skin, because I do,
It is
it's
beautiful.
basically because of my skin. Thank you. It's basically because of my skincare routine. So I know that everyone is different, but is there any woman at all that would get acne because they're not cleansing properly? Does that ever happen?
It's very few and far between with chronic acne sufferers. Sure, maybe there's a woman that, doesn't cleanse her face well and she's not getting her makeup off, and that can lead to breakouts. But for the people that are dealing with chronic acne, where like this has been going on for months, years, decades, we have some clients who've had it for 30 years. We know it's not their cleanser. Of course, we want to have a great skincare routine because it's important to nourish our skin, to cleanse it, to keep it hydrated. It helps speed up the healing of active breakouts, reduce severity. We just want to make sure we're using nourishing skincare and we're not overdoing it with benzoyl peroxides and alcohols and overusing the acids, because that's going to disrupt your skin barrier and make your skin more sensitized. So, if it is more chronic, it's definitely not going to be because they're using the wrong cleanser.
Right. Well, that's good for people to know because that's well, everybody always goes, okay, you're right. I'm allergic to this one and I'm going to get this one. And and this person says that you should use this product or this product. And yeah, their medicine cabinet looks full of stuff. And you're right. The problem is not going away because you're right. It's not external, it's internal. Amazing, amazing. Listen, this is why people listen to podcasts. Because you learn stuff.
Exactly.
Yes. Right. So if someone who is struggling right now with acne and they're feeling hopeless, what are some advice that you would give them?
I know, I've been there where you feel like you've tried everything under the sun, nothing is working. You're basically gonna have to, like, do a sacrifice under the full moon or something at this point to clear up your skin because nothing is working. I've been there, and I wanna validate how frustrating it is. And the thing I like to say is good news is if you had truly tried everything, your skin would be clear. We just haven't gotten after the imbalances in the body in the right way or even identified them. So when we can really start to look at, well, where can we start? Because I know it can be overwhelming, especially when I share all of the different ways it can happen. What we really love our clients to start with is 3 steps. We want them to improve their digestion because you can be eating the best diet in the world, but if you're not breaking your food down, you're not absorbing the nutrients. And your body uses the nutrients from your food for your liver to function, for your brain to function, for your sorry, your brain is using all of that fuel to repair your skin cells. So we're going to be seeing that we want that better turnover. So just making sure that we're able to be getting the nutrients is so important with our digestion. And then the next component is going to be blood sugar. So if our blood sugar is sent on a joyride, one of those roller coaster rides, which we don't love, this is actually going to be increasing sebum production in the skin, which is going to clog pores and lead to breakouts. Then that third component is also our stress levels. So I don't know many people that don't have some type of stress going on in their life. But learning that if we can include some stress reduction practices in place, this will be really helpful because it's going to be reducing that overproduction of the sebum as well.
You know you want to start a business. What you may not know is how to make it a reality. GoDaddy Arrow's got you. It uses AI to help you find the domain name that's right for you. Next, answer a few prompts, and with a couple of clicks, Arrow will design a professional-looking website and storefront in minutes. Arrow can even help you stay engaged with your customers. Just attach a professional email that matches your domain. With GoDaddy Arrow, you can build a business without having to know a thing about this stuff. Just visit GoDaddy.com to get started. That's GoDaddy.com. Premium features required paid subscription. See terms on site. The holidays can feel a little emptier when the people we love aren't close. What if you can give a gift that brings your holiday traditions and memory to life every day? With an Aura frame, you can. Our family tradition is we take pictures around the Christmas tree, sitting on Santa's lap on Christmas morning to receive our gifts. It's a lot of fun. We take turns for Santa every year, so those memories are precious. This Christmas, fill your home with warmth and love using Aura digital frames. Every photo you display is more than just a picture. It's a vibration, a reminder of laughter, milestones, and moments that make your spirit glow. Selected 3 times as one of Oprah's favorite things. Get unlimited free photos and videos. Just download the Aura app and connect to Wi-Fi. Select your pictures from your smartphone and voila. I selected 176 pictures at my first go, and I still have many more to add. For a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named #1 by Wirecutter, by using promo code TRANSFORM at checkout. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year. So order now before it ends. That website again is auraframes.com using promo code TRANSFORM. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Yeah, this is very true because I'm not sure about the acne part, but breaking out. Women have, when they have something they're stressed, they're gonna get a pimple or they're gonna break out.
Right.
When they're stressed or yes, or you're right, eat a whole bunch of junk,
Yeah.
then their skin is gonna show
Mm.
on that, right? So very true. But yeah, it's really a different thing to wrap your head around
Mhm.
that um what you eat can affect
Mhm.
acne.
Yeah.
It's a really strange thing to wrap your head around. You know that if you eat bad foods and you're gonna gain weight, you might even maybe get migraines, but stuff like that. But the fact that what you eat gives you acne. Wow. That's one of the reasons I asked the question, what exactly is the link?
Mhm.
Yeah, you explained it. Yeah, if you're definitely not eliminating properly and your food is not being broken down, yeah, because your skin actually is a precursor or an indication of your health, which is
Mhm.
why everybody always looks at it, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I am such a skin person that if I look at somebody that's not cleansed, because that's what I look for,
Mhm.
if they're not cleansed and I see all those clogged ports, I'm thinking, I need to give you a facial.
I know it is such a strange concept because for decades we've been told that diet has no impact on our skin when in fact it absolutely does. We have to remember that this is the fuel that our body is running on. We want to be feeding it the nutrients and making sure we're not feeding it the junk food and the inflammatory foods because when we're eating all of those inflammatory foods, they're actually going to be impacting your gut lining, impacting the microbiome, impacting your liver and your hormones, all of those systems in our body we need working for clear skin.
Yeah, yeah. So that's amazing. All right. So, what are some skincare routines that people
Mhm.
can use? I just mentioned, cleansing and stuff like that. But what do you advise someone treating the external process,
Mhm.
that they have to eat right, and you're going to tell us about your clear skin solution in a minute. But if we want to work on external, where is having glowing skin like having a skin that's jewelful and things like
Mhm.
that. What do you recommend? What are some of the ingredients that we need to look for
Mhm.
in our products?
Yeah, I love a good skincare game. I'm a big skincare girl as well. You better believe I am adding to cart and trying all of this stuff. Just because we're working internally doesn't mean we can't work on the externals.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
we want to be doing that. And so many of my clients are their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. So they're like, I have acne and I have fine lines I want to be looking at. So what can we be doing in the combo? So what we want to really focus on is a 4-step routine is cleanse, treat, hydrate, and protect. So a cleanse, like you mentioned, we want to have a nice, natural, gentle cleanser that is getting rid of any of the, oil and clogged pores. We're cleaning all of that out. And then treat would be your serum. So this is where you would be going for a specific purpose. So whether it's the acne itself, it's the dark spots, it's fine lines, it's oiliness. Looking for ingredients like niacinamide can be really helpful. Vitamin C can be really brightening as well. Maybe, you're in that anti-aging era, so you're going to add a retinol. And I like a retinol over retinol. It ends up,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, and I like a retinol because retinol, it actually has a purging phase, and it actually needs 2 more conversions in the skin to be usable. Where retinol is further converted, so it's a lot more potent because the body can use it a lot quicker. So retinol can be really great for a lot of people. Hyaluronic acid can be very hydrating for those that are dealing with dry skin. Just make sure you're following with a moisturizer to keep it locked in. I would say those are some of my favorite ingredients. Maybe zinc PCA is really wonderful, a green tea extract, and you'll generally find skincare products contain like a number of these different ingredients. So you don't need 14 different products. You just need to find one good serum that works for you, and then a hydrating moisturizer. Because even people with oily skin, we need to be hydrating. Maybe you'd need a lighter moisturizer that's a gel base versus a thick cream. But a lot of people think if I have oily skin, I shouldn't moisturize, when in fact, if the skin senses it's getting too dry, it'll produce more oil. So in fact, you can actually lead to more oil production. And then I say protect because in the morning you want an SPF on your face. So this is where you would be using your favorite SPF, a mineral based, and doing your face, your neck, and your chest, because we always want to be doing our skincare from the chest up. We want to make sure we're getting all of the good stuff. Your neck and your chest are just as delicate as your face. And getting that good SPF on, because that's going to be helping prevent aging. It's going to help lessen any dark spots as well.
Okay. Yes. So that's amazing. Yeah, I am one of the oily skin
Mm.
people, and it bugs me so much. I have spent so much time trying to find products that
Mhm.
is going to dry up my oily skin. And yes, I do moisturize. I
Yeah.
do moisturize, and I do night cream. And
Yep.
every time I put it on, I'm thinking, you know what? This is just pouring more oil in my skin, but then I don't want a wrinkle. So I put it on anyway,
Yeah.
right? And it's unusual that I never got acne and I didn't break out, but
Mhm.
I've had combination skin in my
Mhm.
20s, and then it went to full blown oily skin everywhere, in
Mhm.
my 40s and 50s or whatever. But it bugs me because I hate
Mm.
being shiny. I come into show, and 5 minutes that I'm on, I'm like bulbing.
Well, it looks nice and glowy from my side, so.
Yeah, I hate it. I know. But yeah, I mean, every time I complain about it, people always say, like the dermatologists and whoever is it, but you're lucky because if you have dry skin, you would wrinkle. And
Mhm.
but yeah, so I look for the hyaluronic acid because that's supposed to dry some of that up or cleans the pores. I look for the retinol. I heard the other day about the green tea.
Mhm.
But that's all based on getting rid of some of this oil.
Mhm.
I mean, but if you've got dry skin, for the people that are listening, and also I exfoliate a lot. So
Yep.
it's one of the things I learned. I'm always
Yep.
exfoliating. It's part of my,
Perfect.
which is why my skin keeps so well, according to me,
Mhm.
because I don't have any bed in dirt. But if you have dry skin,
Mhm.
some of the products that you've just mentioned there,
Mhm.
and the second question, can you get acne with dry skin, or is it
Yeah.
usually an oily skin problem?
No, you can get acne with any skin, oily skin, dry skin, combination skin, yeah, any type, we've seen it.
Okay, all right. So if you've got dry skin, what are
Mhm.
some of the ways to, I like what you said about just now when you put the serum in, you lock it in. Talk
Mhm.
about that again because I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people have dry skin as well, and dry skin we want to be looking at, are you dealing with dehydration because you're not drinking enough water in the day? Your skin's going to be the first thing to show it. And if you are drinking enough water in the day, is your body able to use it? And this is called cellular hydration, because if we're drinking copious amounts, we still have dry skin, dry lips, we still feel thirsty. It could be it's not getting into our cells. So that's where you could add a pinch of sea salts with some lemon juice, some healthy electrolyte powder, factors, a little bit there just to help get it into your cells because it has those minerals, cofactors that we need for the absorption. And then also looking at, are we living in a very dry climate? Do we live somewhere very dry? I live here in Canada in the wintertime. It's very cold and we have our furnaces on. So my skin gets a little more dry in the winter. So taking into consideration those lifestyle factors as well. And then making sure you are, you can get a good exfoliant, but we don't want to be exfoliating too much. So maybe 1 to 2 times a week just to slough off the dead skin. But we don't want to overdo it with products because it can start to dry out the skin as well. So a lot of people think that if it's not stinging my skin, then it's not working. We don't want any stinging on the skin. We don't want the alcohols and the peroxides and drying it all out. So making sure you're using, say, a hyaluronic acid, maybe some aloe vera, maybe something with rose water or lavender, those calming ingredients, and then locking it in with a thicker moisturizer can be really helpful.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Lock it in part. Right. Yes, moisturizer. Lock it in part.
Are you going through menopause and struggling with your mental well-being? Are you exhausted and just not enjoying life the way you used to? Sound familiar? The new innovative Hypno Method app helps you find a sanctuary of soulful calm when everything feels too much. Using proven hypnosis, it helps you quiet your mind, ease tension, and sleep more easily, so you can feel calmer, think more clearly, and start to feel like you again. Whether you're using HRT or exploring natural options, the Hypno Method app helps you discover natural ways to support your mind and mood through menopause and beyond. And if someone you love is struggling, show them the Hypno Method app. It could help them relax, smile, and enjoy their life again too. Start your free 7-day trial today. Visit hypnomethod.co.uk/transform. hypnomethod.co.uk/transform.
Okay, so that's amazing. I think we've covered dry skin, we've covered oily skin, we've covered diet as far
Yeah.
as what causes the acne. And so now let's talk about your program. You've got a program that's called the Clear Skin Solution that you use functional testing and other 5 acne clearing pillars.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
Sure. I know we touched on the acne clearing pillars a little bit where I talked more in depth about your gut health. So the other pillars that we want to be looking at, the next one would be detoxification. So this is your liver, your lymphatic system, your kidneys, your colon, your lung is part of that. Your lungs and your skin is actually your body's largest organ of detoxification. So we want to be looking at how well are these systems filtering, because this is how we're getting rid of waste. So if our liver is struggling, it does over 500 functions in the body. So you can imagine things aren't going to be working real well inside if the liver is struggling. One of its main jobs is filtering hormones. So if we're seeing a backlog in the liver, we're going to be dealing with a hormonal imbalance. If our lymphatic system, which lies just below the surface of the skin, it doesn't have its own internal pump like our circulatory system has the heart. So we actually need muscle movement, exercise, manual stimulation like massage, dry brush and gua sha for our facial gua shas, all of this to help move the lymphatic fluid, because this is, again, basically your body's like garbage truck system. It's going through and clearing out different invaders and flushing it out of the body. And then our kidneys also help to filter as well. So if we're dehydrated, dealing with kidney issues, it's going to be impactful. And when the backlog is getting stuck, so let's say the colon we're not pooping every single day, our body is using that stool to get rid of the excess bacteria, yeast, and hormones. So if it sits too long in the digestive tract, it can actually reabsorb back into the body, head back into circulation. And now all of this stuff the body tried to get rid of is right back there. So now we have more inflammation, more toxicity, and more hormonal imbalances, which are going to be leading to acne for these acne sufferers. Then if we are looking into our hormones, again, looking at our estrogen and our progesterone and our testosterone, looking at those levels. But we do have over 50 hormones in the body, and they all work cohesively. So I like to explain it as an orchestra. When the orchestra is in tune, everything sounds beautiful and amazing and serene. But if one instrument is out of tune, you're really going to notice it in that orchestra. So that's the same thing with your hormones. So we also want to be looking at our insulin, which is for blood sugar. And I think a lot of people only think insulin for diabetes. Our blood sugar is going to be important whether we have diabetes or not. You know, if you're getting really hangry, you get hangry really quickly in between meals. You're like, I got to eat now. Or if you're getting a lot of headaches, or maybe we are dealing with dizzy when we're standing. These are all symptoms that our blood sugar could be at play here. So making sure that we're having consistent meals, reminding ourselves that coffee is not a meal. We want to be having an actual food, hopefully in the morning. And some tips here would be, if you can be eating protein, fiber, and healthy fats at every single meal, it's going to keep your blood sugar level stable, your mood more stable, your hormones are going to be happier, your body's nervous system is going to be a lot happier just from getting enough food. And then the next pillar would be our nervous system. So this is going to be our chronic stress, our negative self-talk, our mindset. I'm sure you're all about making sure they got that good mindset. And we have seen borderline miracles happen with clients where their skin's doing great and then they plateau because they don't take to consideration the impact their nervous system, their mindset, and their negative self-talk is having. And we always say, would you speak to a child the way you're speaking to yourself internally?
Right. Mhm.
99% of the time, they're like, oh my gosh, I would never speak to another person like that. And I say, well, why are we speaking like that to ourselves? So I
Right.
think
Mhm.
I think the mindset is one of the biggest missing pieces on the journey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it affects your stress level. And people do break out, like I said, when they're under stress, right? So yeah, that was pretty detailed,
Mm,
Katie. I love that. One of the things that I learned from what you're talking about there is the detoxifying process.
mm,
You know, that was some good information and new information to me. As far as the functions of your liver, as far as your
mm,
would think that your liver is connected to your skin and things like that. So,
mhm,
um, but I know a lot of times that, when you're not eating right and you don't have gut
mhm.
health, then other things happen and not everybody gets the acne.
Yeah.
So, because it's a very rare occasion
Mhm.
that people get acne, right? I mean, I've seen just a very few people with it, but then, a lot of people don't eat well and they get all these other things, right? It
Absolutely.
just depends on where it manifests, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right. So, is there anything else that we didn't cover?
No, I think we got a lot of info out there for them. I'm sure they might have to go back and re-listen. I'm a fast talker and I love to order share. So I'm sure they got some good stuff going.
Yeah, we did. You're a fast talker. You're already only half an hour in.
I know, you should see what I can do in a whole lecture.
Really? Yeah.
Mm,
Okay. All right. So what we were talking today is about radiance from within.
mhm,
Again, just putting a cap in our conversation today. So, yeah, skincare is really, or, your skin is actually a reflection of what's going on internally. People can pick up, or they should be able to pick up your health based on your skin, whether it's breaking out, whether it's got acne, whether it's matted, uh, clogged up, clogged pores because, no exfoliating or things like that, whether it's glowing or whether it's dull. So yeah, your skin is an indication of whether you're radiant from within. And yeah, I mean, the cosmetic industry has got a lot of products, some
mhm.
very expensive products. In fact, um, as I was looking at your skin, to give you a little internal joke, as I
Yeah,
was looking at your skin, I remember that because JLo has glowing skin. She has like the
beautiful,
best skin,
beautiful.
and I heard someone said a while back that she's got some kind of cream that costs $1,000. And she not only rubs it on her face, she rubs it all over her body. So her whole body is glowing.
$1,000 a bottle. That's a pretty expensive body treat. You'd run out of that real quick.
She can afford it.
Oh yeah, she's
That's why she's always glowing. So,
Mhm.
I mean, J-Lo lives a healthy lifestyle as well.
Mhm.
So she's obviously radiance from within.
For sure.
I don't even think she drinks alcohol. She's got it. She's into
Mhm.
radiance from within, and it shows in her
Sure.
skin. But she does use these external products too. So
Yes.
yeah, you go buy these external products and help with your exfoliating and
Mhm.
moisturizing and sealing and serums and all these different things. But yeah, it looks a whole lot better if you're right. You're mentioning hydration and you're mentioning,
Mhm.
eating well. You're mentioning not getting your blood sugar out of whack, whether it's too
Mhm.
low or too high. All these things go straight to your skin, and people can see whether
Mhm.
people can take a barometer of your health by looking at your skin. So yeah, I mean, acne is one of the symptoms. But yeah,
Mhm.
people, some women get blackheads, they get the pimples, they get all these different things. But that's why we call it, you're breaking out, right?
Mhm.
Um, and most of the times, you're right. For women, it's hormonal. But I remember that a lot of boys get acne. In fact,
Mhm.
more boys get acne than girls. So obviously, they're working with some different hormonal input there, and gut imbalances. So yeah, this was a good conversation to bring the focus on skincare and skincare rituals and empowering women, because I like what you started off with. When your skin was bad, you
Mhm.
lack the confidence,
Mhm.
especially if you are on TV. I can just imagine.
Yeah.
I tell you, I come on here and stress about the fact that my face is oily.
Well, it
I'm
looks
breaking
good.
out with acne. That is a totally different,
Oh, for
ballpark.
sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, and absolutely is. It's a completely different ballpark. It impacts your confidence. So I know from experience that it's not just about the acne, it's about how it impacts you mentally and emotionally as well.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You want to put a veil on your face like they do in the Arab world. You know what I mean? You don't want to put your face forward. You're very embarrassed about it. So
Mhm.
yeah, whether you're a teenager or whether you're adult, you're definitely embarrassed about it. So all right, so this was a good conversation. We're finishing a little early because yeah, Katie is a fast talker. But I'm glad that we were able to get such much information in a short period of time. So Katie, I want to thank you for being on the show. I want to thank you, my listeners, for tuning in to this week's episode of Transform Your Mind so you can transform your life. Today we're putting the mindset into skincare, transform your mind, understanding that skincare is not about washing your face and putting on creams. It is from the inside, the 5 pillars. So tell us, Katie, how our listeners can keep in touch with you. What is your website? How they can access your program, the
Mm,
Clear Skin Solution, and also what are your social media handles if they wanna follow you.
absolutely. So at Katie Stewart Wellness is pretty much across the board. You can find me on Instagram. That's where I spend most of my time. Feel free to pop in my DMs, ask any questions. And then you can head to katiestewartwellness.com as well to learn more about working with us and all of the free resources you can imagine for acne.
Give me that website again. You still
katiestewartwellness.com. I know. I've been like this since I was a kid. There's no hope for me. I am what I am.
Alright. So your handle is at Katie Stewart Wellness, and your website is also Katie Stewart Wellness. Okay. All
Correct.
right. Okay. All right. So awesome. I will have a summary of my conversation with Katie on the show page, which is myhelps.us. I will link out to her website and also link out to her Instagram. That's where I hang out most of the time too. And Katie, when the episode is live, I will tag you on there so that you can
Perfect.
share it to your audience as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Katie, for being on the show and giving us this, great information on skincare and skincare rituals so that we can be empowered as women to put our best face forward. So as we wrap up, any last words?
I think just remind yourself that you've got this. It's not a forever, it's just a for now, and we'll be able to get to the bottom of it.
Yes, exactly. I like that. Yeah, I mean, you've got this acne problem right now, but yeah, it can be cured. You can be like Katie, look like Katie, but no evidence of it.
My younger self is thanking you for that.
Yes, 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 yeah. No evidence of it because that's one of the things that people always thought of. When you have acne, you've got the scarring. So again, thank you for explaining the difference
welcome.
between the pigmentation and the scarring. So
Mhm.
great conversation. All right, guys. Thanks again. Until next time. Namaste.